Arsenal late transfer decision is going to have to be made. Remember, we are left with just hours to close the winter transfer window on the 1st of February 2024. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? This is the Arsenal News Show, as we are going to discuss who has going to have to leave Arsenal, who has going to have to come in, and what reasons do we think a decision like that is going to have to be taken by the club of Arsenal. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. It's a Thursday. Premier League football is back, and yesterday Liverpool went ahead to beat Chelsea by 4-1. Then today we are having a huge one. As you know, it's Manchester United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers, and then I think is it Bournemouth is going to be playing against West Ham, where the guy himself, that is what's his name, Calvin Phillips, is going to have to make his debut for the side of West Ham. But we thank God for the gift of life, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. Now let's start it off with Fabrizio Romano telling us about the late transfer decision that Arsenal have going to have to make on to whether sign in a player or not. He was on the Give Me Sport and he said, Arsenal have been looking into fullbacks market, for example, during this window. The striker was never really close because there are no players basically available for a kind of normal fee in the January transfer window. That's why Arsenal decided to take their time to keep an eye on fullbacks market. But at the moment, there is nothing really convincing for them. Now, I think I'm one of the fewest YouTubers who came out and really told you that Arsenal should look in for fullback. I think I said that when Arsenal played their game, I think, was it on the 30th or 31st? I think they lost to West Ham. And I said Arsenal lacks what we call supply from the right back. And they would have gone ahead to look in for a left back or right back that surges into the final third to obviously bring in a perfect close. And you saw it on how it affected them in the first half for the game of Crystal Palace. I remember like on 3-4 occasions, Saka Odegaard released Ben White towards the byline, but did he come out with the perfect cross into the mixer? The answer is no, meaning that they went ahead obviously get to know that what Rokani was seeing down in Africa is what Arsenal really missed, because they needed to obviously open up and really see to it that things go on as to plan. But a decision has been made of these players, and it looks like Arsenal are really not gonna go in and really get in one. But remember, Sagoe was one of those that were interested in, and they never really got him because they really went ahead to really lie to him. And how did they lie to him? They lied to him during the summer transfer window of 2023 that they're going to sign him. They even went ahead to really agree personal terms with Sagoe. They really talked to Galatasaray, but they failed to reach a consensus. And what went ahead to annoy Sagoe was that Arsenal, after doing all that, Arsenal went ahead to obviously agree a deal of 40 million euros for Julian Timber. Yet this guy was going to be available for 30 million euros, meaning that Arsenal would have gone ahead to get Sagoe in for less than 30 million euros, meaning that they would have gone ahead to save 10 million euros from the amount of money they used to sign Julian Timber. And that really pissed him off. And when Arsenal really decided obviously go in for Sagoe during the winter transfer window, Sagoe said, there is no way I'm coming to join Arsenal. All I'm left with is to play for the side of Bayern Munich, because first come, first serve. When you came first and I served you, you never really reciprocated the love, and that's the right back that we're looking into. Kyle Walker-Peters of Southampton has been one of those that Arsenal has been looking at to see to it that he comes in through and really does the needful for the club of Arsenal. But it looks like Arsenal are really saying, no way, we are going to go ahead and really do that. So business is really hard for Arsenal, and nothing has gone ahead to obviously be capitalized onto by the club of Arsenal, meaning that they've gone ahead to postpone their desires to the summer. That is it. They've gone ahead to postpone their desires to the summer. And one of the reasons that is really very factor in them not going in for a fullback relies onto, or hinges onto, Tomiyasu playing for Japan in the Asian Cup. He's still fit and he keeps going. And the recent game where they knocked out, is it Bahrain? They beat Bahrain by 3-1. He went ahead to play 90 minutes in that game. That is Takahiro Tomiyasu for you. And the biggest one that you guys will ever want to hear is that Arsenal saying no to any transfer of a right back indicates that Julian Timber is really responding well to treatment, and his work on the green grass with the ball is really very promising, and the setback is not expected, meaning that towards the end of this month they might welcome him back into the first team of Arsenal, and that's why they never really went in for one. And if at all Julian Timber comes back and keeps fit, Tomiyasu keeps fit, even in the summer, I think it's going to be hard for Arsenal to obviously sign in what we call a fullback. They'll concentrate so much on the midfield, Thomas Partey and Jorginho replacements, then a right attacking midfielder to compete with Bukayo Saka, and the centre forward, meaning that this time around we'll see Arsenal bringing in 4 players plus making the deal of David Raya permanent. So Arsenal is really doing the needful, but when it comes to the centre forwards, those available have been really expensive, because every striker they pointed on, he was at £50 million. Zicozi of Bologna, £50 million. Monreal, £50 million. Ivan Toney, £80 million. And trust me, Ivan Toney is really a very huge factor, and Arsenal might need to cough out close to £100 million to sign him during the summer transfer window, because he is going to have to play 2 Premier League games and he has 2 goals. 2 Premier League goals, 2 Premier League games, and Ivan Toney has 2 goals. So if he continues to score like that, if Arsenal try to go in for him, I think he's going to be up on a high price. And Vlahovic is another one whom they couldn't get, because he could also surpass 60 or 70 million pounds. And Santiago, forgotten the other name, he's a centre forward for Feyenoord. He's really good, and Arsenal we're really trying to get him, but Feyenoord is also selling him expensively. The other player they would have gone to get in and cheap would have been Taremi, 30 years of age, and Arsenal wouldn't trust on him because he was going to play away into the Asian Cup, and was going to have to agree a deal to Inter Milan as a free agent. So they did all what they had to do, but they had to sit down and really make a final decision on who to really bring in or not, and they sorted it that all they can work on are outgoings and not incomings. And outgoings have been really named for the club of Arsenal. Ronaldsson, his contract has been terminated, and he has now gone to join Copenhagen. That is one of the deals that are just going to obviously get confirmed right now by Fabrizio Romano. But there is a player that Arsenal have going to obviously lose out on a free to Aston Villa, and it goes by names of Lino Sousa. Has joined Aston Villa in a permanent transfer. The 19-year-old joined the Arsenal Academy in January 2022 from West Bromwich Albion, signing a professional contract on arrival, meaning that he had signed on arrival. So that means they're going to have to get some money, and they're going to have to sell this player to Aston Villa. Let me see whether Fabrizio Romano is going to have to have something to say about this deal. Let me see. Sousa, because the website of Arsenal is going to have to put it up, but they're not going to have to come out and obviously show us exactly how much money they've going to have to obviously get this player in for. So let's wait and see. Sousa, where are you? I want to know how much Arsenal are going to have to really get, I want to know how Arsenal are going to have to really make out of this deal, because if it's permanent, then that means money. Lino Sousa, deal confirmed and completed on a transfer deal. Yeah, this is the guy, as you see him there, trying to sign there, as you see him trying to sign the deal in there for you. Now, I want to obviously get to know when Fabrizio Romano broke that story that he's gonna go to the side of Aston Villa. I really want to know, where is it? Did he post anything about it, or he just went ahead to confirm about it? Hugek is gonna hit to join Frankfurt. So It looks like the fee is not yet in, but I think we'll obviously get to know how much this deal is going to hit to cost. But this guy has going to leave the Academy of Arsenal after spending here 2 years. He has going to hate to leave and really go. The other one that is going to hate to leave is really very interesting. If you remember that game that Arsenal played in the Carabao Cup when they are playing against Brentford, Arsenal won it by 1-0. There is a guy who went ahead to obviously start. He goes by the name of Sago Jr. Sago Jr. went ahead to start that game and really played close to 80 minutes into that game. And it has been confirmed by Arsenal that Arsenal youngster Charles Sago Jr. has joined Championship side Swansea on a loan deal for the remainder of the season, joining other Arsenal loanee Charlie Patino at the club. Best of luck. I think Arsenal needs to do better when it comes to really promoting their players from the academy to the first team. I think they're not going to have to do something very, very pleasing, and it needs to obviously be ratified as soon as possible. And Arteta needs to really promote more players. You know, ever since he came in through, he hasn't promoted a player from the academy on a permanent basis. For example, Sago Jr., Walters, Nwaneri, Shows Dobley, and very many others. There is no chance. That's why you see to it that most of them are really pushing to leave the side of Arsenal because they see no bridge from the academy to the first team. And I think Erik Ten Hag is going to have to do better because Ten Hag came in through in 2022. But when you look at the players at Man United that Ten Hag is going to have to obviously get into the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United, they are really huge. Let me just get you some. Garnacho, Kobe Mainoo, now there is Kambwala. You get all those players are from the academy of Man United, and Ten Hag is going to hit obviously get them a chance to play into the first team of Manchester United. Dan Go, the Hannibals of this world, they're going to hit to play more games than these Arsenal youngsters. And this is something that Arteta and Edu should really try to work on, because these home-based players will help you a lot, and you'll need them to come on board, especially to die for your team and really put their bodies on the line. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about Arsenal late transfer stance, all decisions made, and what do you make about Arsenal making a decision for not to bring in any player, and Sago Jr. to Swansea to join Charlie Patino, who was linked to the side of Juventus. And it really works well for the side of Arsenal because these two boys know themselves together, and the bond is really going to be huge. And if at all Sago Jr. gets in some huge some huge playing time, I think he can obviously come and really push into the starting 11 of Arsenal, because he's really a tall lad and his foot is really good because he plays in the position of Bukayo Saka. I sign out for now. See you later. I jet to the United Matters channel to bring you the match day live. Man United playing out Wolverhampton Wanderers. All that and more into the comment section below. Ciao, ciao.